talk to you today about sports supplement creatine. As quoted by bodybuilding.com, it's like the turbo button in video games. You're getting tired, and then bam, you can push out a couple more reps. Alright, well, to begin, imagine you're going to the beach, and we all think about having that perfect beach body, getting in shape for going to the beach. Well, imagine actually having that, and this is where creatine and the world of supplements comes in. Today I'm going to inform you about 3 characteristics of creatine: the history, and the positive and negative side effects. My background with creatine, I had to put my picture up here, but even though I don't look like these guys, I do have some experience with supplement creatine. I began weightlifting when I was 13 years old and immediately started experimenting with supplements. As I fell under the wing of my older cousin, a bodybuilder and cage fighter, I began to take creatine. Since then, I've experimented with many different types and brands and have seen both positive and negative results. Now I'm going to transition into giving you a little bit of history of creatine. According to John A. Thomas's book on drugs, athletes, and physical performance, creatine first made its appearance in 1835. However, creatine made its first major debut in 1992 at the Barcelona Summer Olympics. The British track team that was competing in the Olympics was accused of their achievements being due to the use of creatine by their players. As said by Jennifer Bailey in Enzyme articles, creatine provides instant energy to the body and is used when an individual is into high-intensity sports like bodybuilding or weightlifting. So what this means is if you're taking creatine on a regular basis and you're in a high-intensity sport like powerlifting, weightlifting, anything like that, running, short sprints, when you're in that high-intensity sport at the moment, creatine will give you that extra push, to push through. It was found to be a component of skeletal muscle that was later named creatine after the Greek word for flesh. It was later discovered that creatine is a natural substance that is found in the body at all times. Research shows that on a daily basis, people consume creatine through red meats, chicken, and fish. Although we consume it on a daily basis, it's not enough to actually make a difference, in our physical structure unless we're lifting weights or, competing in, high-intensity sports like that. On a daily basis, the average person contains about 2 grams of creatine through all these red meats, chicken, and fish. Now that I've explained the history of creatine, I'm going to go into depth about the positive and negative side effects on the human body. First of all, there's many positive side effects to creatine. To start off, Sean Talbot said that creatine has been one of the United States' most popular weightlifting supplements for decades. It's been widely studied by universities and companies to determine the actual effects of using it. It has played a crucial role in the world of college sports, weightlifting, and athletics. Creatine has been shown to improve athletic performance through the increase of muscle endurance, stamina, and lean muscle mass. Although there are many positive side effects of using creatine during physical activity, there are some minor side effects also. Studies have shown that when using creatine on a regular basis, people have noticed some bloating, muscle cramping, minor diarrhea, dehydration, which is caused by the diarrhea sometimes. Lynn Myers, in one of her articles, backed this up when she said, these side effects include intestinal cramping, diarrhea, increased urination, and dehydration. These might be explained by the high dose of creatine people consume. And what she means by this is that, today the media depicts, buff, big guys in weightlifting who compete all the time. And when young male teenagers, grow up and see all this media and advertisements, they want to be like them, so they start taking supplements and they don't, acknowledge the instructions and all that. So they overdose, and that's when these negative side effects come in. However, although there is some possibility of some minor side effects, these can be prevented by using the recommended dosage and following the instructions. On another note, there are a few different types of creatine that have been popular over the years by serious athletes. To start off, that was just a Barcelona picture. That's just a before and after picture of using creatine, and that's just showing promotes lean muscle mass. This is the first type, creatine monohydrate. I've actually taken this on and off for couple of years. And creatine monohydrate is the most widely used type of creatine by athletes. To make a long story short, creatine monohydrate is basically a molecule of creatine fused with a molecule of water. This means that creatine molecule bonds with a water molecule in your muscle, and it expands and increases your muscle size. Some people say that that's a negative side effect because you're not actually putting on hard, dense muscle mass, you're just putting on water weight. That's what some say. However, I disagree. That's why I've actually seen some positive results from it. Next is creatine phosphate. I haven't used this. Creatine phosphate is the more expensive type of creatine. It works by binding itself to phosphate groups in the body. This type of creatine includes around 62% creatine and 37% phosphate. So it's not quite as effective, and it's more expensive, so I've stayed away from that one in the past. Creatine citrate, the creatine supplement is the most easy to use because it is dissolved in water the easiest. However, it is a lot less potent and than the other versions. The last and most potent version of creatine is creatine. This is what I'm taking now. This type of creatine is the newest and most popular among weightlifters and bodybuilders. This is because it's a buffered creatine, meaning that it is free of all the unwanted creatine, which is a residue of creatine that does nothing for the body. So this type of creatine basically just filters out all the unnecessary things, and creatine is just, pure powder, pure creatine. So in conclusion, the supplement creatine has been one, if not the most popular supplement in American history. It has been debated, studied, and examined, and is still being studied by universities. This is because of its amazing capability to increase stamina, endurance, muscle size, lean muscle mass, all of that. Creatine has played a major role in the world of athletics and sports supplements, and it has redefined the definition of athletic performance.